The intense desire to articulate the presence of the British landscape has preoccupied and challenged artists throughout the centuries. David Tress's lifelong commitment to landscape painting enables him to connect not only with his own memories of each place, but also with the deep past of the land. This very special exhibition at Messum studio follows Tress from the west coast of Scotland with its extraordinary light, across the Yorkshire moors, and then south, exploring the sacred landscapes marked by Neolithic burial mounds and medieval pilgrim routes through Wiltshire, before returning to the ragged inlets and rocky coastlines of Pembrokeshire, which have been his home for over 40 years.
Lovely to have you here at the studio, and we've got these lovely 3 Scottish pictures hanging at the end here. Tell us a little bit about this large one in the middle.
Well, the west coast of Scotland is somewhere that I visit quite regularly. I tend to prefer early in the year, late in the year.
Right.
But the west coast is very characteristic, this immensely fractured coast, a filigree really of small islands, anything from quite substantial islands to small rocks, but a filigree of islands and water. Using collage is actually making physical lines. The paintings are always, as I work over and over them, about the build-up of textures and shapes and so forth, which may be in paint or maybe incised or scored in this heavy watercolour paper that I work on. But I enjoy that interplay between the very physical lines of collage. Putting a piece of collage on is a sort of drawing. The edges of the collage become lines integrated into the build-up of the landscape. Well, I love the light. It's limpid light filtering through small churches like this. That's part of the delight of working on them. But I am interested in other elements of it too. Autumn Prize is quite extraordinary, and it touches on this question of the past and the present. I'm fascinated with the past revealed in the present in landscapes. Yeah. I think with green, I think the thing to do is for me to celebrate it. I think the problems are if you deal with it half-heartedly, you're not quite sure what to do with it. And I think the sheer power of landscape, I mean, think end of May, early June, when all the buds are detonating, and a small woodland you can walk in, and the sheer power of the green, it's very exciting. And I actually spend some time using colour mixes which give me the most powerful feeling of green, because something again to reflect the power of this element of the landscape. Very exciting. This is my home ground, Pembrokeshire, where I've lived for well over 40 years. Yes. And this is a favourite place of mine, which I've visited and revisited. And many paintings are about this matter of visiting, revisiting places, so that the painting made draws on not just what I see in the latest visit, but also the memories of that landscape.
Because I do think landscape has such an effect on the way people paint their environment and so on. So it was a great thrill coming down to Haverfordwest to meet you for the first time, David, and really get to know you.
Well, I remember that first visit as well, and it was great to get the enthusiasm. I suppose that's the thing that I take away with me from that first meeting, was the wonderful enthusiasm. I mean, you know far better than me in the art world that responses in the great big art world can be very varied. But
Very kind.
But I was delighted. That was the thing, as I say, that I remember, this wonderful enthusiasm for the work, which must be at the root of doing anything, wasn't it?
Well, I think it is. It's the same sort of response you get to seeing a piece of landscape.
Yeah.
You kind of know what you can make out of that and what it inspires. And I think that's rather true in looking after artists. I think we build a bridge over the Rubicon, if you like, and after that, we've got nothing to do with it. The general public makes a decision. But you've always had a good public, haven't you, really? I mean, when we published this book here for you some time back, that was a sellout very quickly, and we've been talking about reprints this morning. Yeah. So it's not just me, it's the public at large which has an affinity with the way you paint.
Yes, a good response. From a wide range over many years, certainly, which I'm enormously appreciative of.
Yes, Andrew Lambeth, who wrote the book, of course, touches on your character. And, you know, first time up, you think what a nice, mild man you are, and so on and so forth. But stick you down the end of an easel, and pictures beware. They're attacked with a great deal of vigour and paint and so on.
Yes, who knows, as I am in my normal life, a quiet sort of chap, which is fine. I see no reason to be anything else. But there's obviously, as you say, you've said on a number of occasions, there's obviously something in there, some vigorous response demanding to be let out, and there we are. It's channeled into making paintings. That's the area. The studio is the place in which I can explore these things.
And we're lucky to have the expression of all your genius actually on the walls around here today. Thank you so much for being with us, David.
Yeah, lovely to be showing here in the studio. Great.
The wonderful freshness and vigour, combined with a sense of the ancient and enduring, is characteristic of David Tress's personal vision and, so often, the viewer's own experience. It is unsurprising that David is widely regarded as one of our most inventive modern romantic painters, and he has won an enviable reputation for both quality and integrity. Messums are delighted to be exhibiting this very special group of works at our studio in Marlow by appointment throughout October. We look forward to welcoming you.